good, y'all? Welcome back to Durant Too Real for TV. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit all, so you can catch all my new latest videos. Like, share, comment, if you'd be so kind, or if you want to, you feel the need to. In this video, I want to talk about, I guess in a lot of people's eyes, the Godfather of relationships, or at least logic, Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. A lot of people have mixed feelings about him and his approach, especially how he spoke to people and how he always spoke the truth. It's just that people's emotions and their feelings were fragile, so they didn't like how he would say or speak the truth. And we know, especially women in general, dragged him and they tried to demonize him and crucify him, and then when he passed away, they rejoiced and were happy. Well, this is the thing. Kevin Samuels, before he started talking to women and telling women the truth about themselves, Kevin Samuels for 3+ years was talking to men. He had the same approach. He gave men the same raw, blunt truth. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't care about a man's feelings about it. And you know what the men did? They respected it. They didn't get in their feelings. They didn't start tearing down Kevin Samuels on their platforms, and they didn't build this cult and say, man, we need to cancel Kevin Samuels, man. He speaks too harsh, man. He ain't sensitive to our feelings, man. But once he opened the door to speaking to women, women took it all the way personal. So why did men take it totally different? Take Kevin Samuels' honesty towards them way different than the women, and him giving his honesty towards the women. Well, the truth is because women think with their emotions and not logic first. Men have the ability to think logically when someone is being honest with them and giving them their honesty and their truth. But the women are so sensitive and fragile with their emotions, even when a man is telling them the truth, or when they hear the truth, that they will deflect and they will create some type of propaganda and will act like the person that was giving them the raw truth, and knowing that this person was telling them the truth and he couldn't deny that truth, their response is, let's band together and let's cancel this guy. How dare he? How dare you talk to me in this way? Who do you think you are? Telling me that I'm average at best. I'm the prize. You don't have to talk to me in that way. So, because Kevin Samuels had the same approach towards the women as he did to the men, these women feel so entitled, and they felt like Kevin Samuels should have been nicer about what he said to them and how he expressed the truth to them. But this is the real cold, hard reality about this. When are women considerate of a man's feelings? When do women speak nicely about men when they're criticizing something that men do? When women band together on these shows, these podcasts, or on their own platforms, and they just rant and run their mouth, tearing down men, are they nice about it? Even when they're telling the truth about certain things about men. I mean, it's dumb to act like all men fit your narrative or this agenda that you pushing, or the propaganda that you pushing about men. But men, we take it on the chin. There's a lot of times men won't even address it. we'll just allow you to just rant and say what you're gonna say. But when y'all come across a man who is not gonna care about your damn feelings when he's speaking the truth to you, you get so butthurt that you will go as far as trying to set this man up for his own demise. And when y'all found out that he was with a woman before he passed away, even though there's still a lot of suspicions around his death and how he died, you women rejoiced, celebrated, knowing this man was telling the truth all of this time. But because he exposed the reality of the delusion that women live in these days, a lot of y'all women couldn't take it. So y'all would have much rather Kevin Samuels be dead and gone than to accept the truth about what he was talking about. And y'all have proven him right even more. Even to this day, his voice is ringing even louder, because I've already seen it for what it is, but a lot of more men are seeing how Kevin Samuels was absolutely right. And while Kevin Samuels was speaking the truth to the men, and men understood it, took his advice, and they even, most of the men, like, they'll be on his panel, that he would speak to, they be like, yeah, sir, you right, man. Well, I at least wanted to try to get an understanding of, where I stand in this situation right now, and, as far as my finances and my job, I don't know what I need to do to get the woman that I desire. And Kevin Samuels told them the truth. Nigga, get a job. Get off your ass. Get off the couch. Hit the gym. The same approach that Kevin Samuels had towards men, he brought that same approach towards the women. And if it was an experiment, women failed miserably under the Kevin Samuels experiment. And it proves that women are not all women, but a lot of women these days are very narcissistic. And they don't live in reality. They try to create their own little reality, but really, the truth is, a lot of these women are not really as valuable as they really think they are. And it's ridiculous how these women cannot accept the truth about who they are, their ways, their behavior, how they act towards men, how they treat men, how they use men for their own selfish personal wants and gains. Self-accountability. That has to be a woman's kryptonite. Self-accountability. Somehow, some way, society has trained women to think that they can do no wrong. That everything they do or everything that happens to them is a man's fault. It's never their fault. It's always a man. But then you wonder why there's so many more single women, so many more miserable women, and there's so many more women that are banding together to try to destroy men, when really in actuality, they're destroying themselves. They're so artificial, getting all these ridiculous surgeries and just destroying themselves, looking like a bunch of little Kims. Y'all ain't learned from little Kim. So y'all just destroying yourself, and y'all trying to make society, y'all trying to force society to accept y'all's insanity and y'all's behavior, inappropriate behavior. The poor examples y'all are setting towards the children is bad enough. Society has been protecting y'all, or has been protecting the agenda to keep the man out of the house, especially the black man, mainly the black man. So women will dedicate their life and their energy to having sole ownership of the children, so they can raise them the way they want to raise them, even if the child doesn't want to even identify, or even if it takes them to convince the child that they don't want to be a man or boy or girl now, They want to switch it around. But then y'all would turn around and blame it on men and say, well, he wasn't there. Well, you kicked him out of there. You didn't want him there anyway. Your greed, your selfishness, and your misery, and your hurt because things didn't work out between that man has caused you to turn out to be a monster, a demon, a witch. And you try to justify that based on what you experienced in your past with a man. But as men, we got to man up and just accept what is and deal with whatever comes our way. But you women are just proving Kevin Samuels right. Y'all think that because he's deceased, that his voice has no substance now. You feel like he has no power. His voice has no power now. Yeah, if anything, his voice is more powerful now because it just shows. It's proven the hypocrisy. And y'all's leaders like Gabrielle Unions, Vivica Foxes, and Lisa Rays and all that, man, they helping destroy y'all. Destroying y'all and y'all's children because of the selfish agendas and the refusal to take accountability and hold women, the women that are being foul, accountable. There are some good women out here now, but there are some terrible women out here who are getting a pass to do what they do. Nobody's saying nothing, everybody's justifying it, and these women are playing victim and they acting like it's a man's fault for a decision that they made selfishly on their own. But I'm telling you, man, karma is here. I'm just watching it all unfold because, you know, when you're being foul and you have a sick, wicked agenda and you have this hate towards man, the only other gender or only other being that you have on this planet, you know, and you act like you don't need a man, then life will prove to you and show you, remind you that you do need a man. If anything, women need men more than men need women, as far as like assistance. But you ain't gonna find men saying that they don't need women, because we do need women. You guys are all we got. There's only 2 genders on this planet. It don't matter what species you come from. So the insanity and the mental illness going on in a lot of women to think that they don't need men. Yeah, well, maybe y'all need to find a way to fly about this planet and go to an all-women planet and see how it work out. Y'all won't last at all. It will not last, because women can't even stand women. But women will be on code and defend each other just to get what they want, because most of them have the same selfish wants and needs. But they're going to learn to start appreciating men, because men are getting tired, and now they'll go to another race just to be happy.